you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Texas Rangers.
Bring back Rafael Palmeiro and Juan Gonzalez and Pudge.
I think all of these are more likely than that.
Okay.
To play. Is the Texas Rangers could sign Aaron Judge.
I've heard of him.
Do you want me to answer that now?
We'll wait till all of them are out into the world. The Texas Rangers could sign Clayton Kershaw. The Texas Rangers could win the newly instituted draft lottery and get the number 1 pick. The Texas Rangers could sign Jacob deGrom. And the Texas Rangers could sign Dansby Swanson, or your shortstop equivalent.
When did this come out?
And move Corey Seager off of shortstop.
When did this come out?
What do you mean?
This article? What you're reading?
No, these are mine.
Oh, I thought like somebody listened to our show yesterday.
No.
Because there's like no way in hell that anybody would put like a Dansby Swanson on this team unless like somebody threw out that idea.
These are our created Magical Five. So the Magical Five: sign Aaron Judge, sign Clayton Kershaw, win the new lottery and get the number 1 pick in the draft, sign Jacob deGrom, sign Dansby Swanson, and move Corey Seager off of shortstop. Those are the 5 magical moves. Which order do you think they go in from most likely to least likely?
Corey, let me throw this out. If this is correct, I know that you sent me an article, I believe, Kevin, on the draft lottery, and I also have the Tankathon lottery pulled up here. It says the Rangers have a 5.5% chance of winning the lottery at the 7th spot right now. So on these things, if the Rangers have a 5.5% chance of winning the lottery, everything that we think they have a greater than 5.5% chance of, we have to rank the lottery winning the number 1 pick down.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense, Corey?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let's go through these. What's the percentage the Rangers sign Aaron Judge?
I would say that's about 5 to 10%.
All right, I have it at 0%.
I think it's 1%.
Okay, so I was high.
No, I mean, not if that's your opinion.
Like you said you've done that before and you're cool with it.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Oh my God.
Well, I've been high. He's never said he's been high on the show.
I was changing what I said to gosh.
Oh, okay.
I've been working on that. It's not been going super well.
Gosh.
I would rank that very low on the list, Aaron Judge, because I don't think the Rangers are going to make any type of serious play for him.
0 to 5% chance.
So I'd say the lottery right now has a better chance of hitting than Aaron Judge hitting for the Rangers.
Can I ask you this, Mike? Do you think that they are more likely to trade for a bat sometime next season than they are to sign one in this offseason?
I think they want to work very hard on getting a competitive team on the field if April 1st is opening day, on opening day.
Okay.
Because I don't think they want to go into the season going, we have 3 or 4 possible holes to fill through trading during the season, because when you trade during the season, it always costs you more.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so the next one was
Kershaw. I wrote him down, Kevin.
Okay.
I will give that a 25% chance.
I would say 20%.
All right, Corey?
23% chance.
So we've ranked that as number 1 as of right now. 20%, approximately 20% to 15% higher than winning the lottery. Corey, you wrote them down.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one?
Draft lotto number 1 pick.
We already have. That's at 5.5%.
5.5. deGrom.
I'm doing it 32%.
I'm trying to think right now, Corey, which is higher? Us signing Kershaw, and I say us, the Texas Rangers signing Kershaw or the Texas Rangers signing Jacob deGrom? I lean towards Clayton Kershaw as an easier sign because he's from here. There's a reason to sign here. And I'm struggling besides we're going to win the bidding war. Why deGrom at approximately next year, 35 years old, is going to choose a team that looks like it's still trying to build to being a 500 team.
Because he paid him the most. He got paid the most.
Right.
That's the only reason.
So I think that he's saying, Kevin, if I have you correct, you're saying the Rangers will outbid every team.
Correct.
And it's just a matter of deGrom saying, I'm taking the most money, and the Rangers offered it.
I am really intrigued and not sure that so many teams are going to be willing to go more than 2 or 3 years on somebody who has not even played a full season the last 2 years combined.
Yeah.
I think here's my thing is they know that they kind of want Rodon too. Not as in both, but like I think they really want that guy. I think that's likely the guy.
Dream it out.
So I'm going to say 51%.
Holy cow.
Because I believe they really want him.
Yeah.
And so I think their desire to get the guy gives us the 51%.
This is where I'm going to be different than you guys, and I have no inside information on this. I'm going to go down to 20% on deGrom, which still is a nice percentage. I just put 25% on Kershaw, 20% on deGrom.
Yeah.
I think they're all possibilities, and I think the cool thing is the Rangers are in the game on this, but I'm going to rank it lower than signing Kershaw.
Okay.
Not that I would want deGrom over Kershaw because he's better, and they're both injury prone. Kershaw's still very good, but not what he was. deGrom, when he pitches, is still pretty stinking awesome.
I do want y'all to remember last year, whenever I was saying sign all the shortstops in the offseason, and y'all said I was foolish.
We said
for this.
wait one more year.
And I was like,
And
guys,
then we did.
Just sign Seager and Simeon and Story. And we missed out on Story.
Yeah.
But who was closest to being right?
Year.
You know?
Yeah.
Then the last one's Swanson. I don't.
And can we put, instead of it being so specific, can we put sign a premium shortstop?
Sure.
Because Correa, Trey Turner, Xander Bogaerts, there's 4 premium shortstops on the market.
Unfortunately, Mike, my answer remains the same no matter what. I believe there is a 0% chance that happens.
Because there's no way to tell Corey Seager after signing a 10-year deal and after year 1, you're not a shortstop
Exactly.
anymore.
We've already seen that he's had trouble integrating into the clubhouse. What's going to happen now if you move him off his position? I don't know. I guess he's not going to get that much more disconnected.
Can you imagine if Trey Turner was interested in here and the Dodgers, who knew Trey Turner was a much better shortstop than Seager. I've asked multiple people, we knew it, but we didn't want to, at that point where we were at, upset Corey Seager at a trade deadline and move him off as shortstop. We knew we were letting him go. They weren't even going to compete to sign him back, and that Trey Turner was replacing Seager, but they weren't going to put that into the clubhouse with a team that looked like could win a championship. And because of that, as much as I brought this up yesterday, I don't think that trading Corey Seager, you would probably have to pay 50% of the contract at this point. So with $300 million left, you'd have to give a team $150 million just to take him. So because of that, and because Corey Seager will not move off of shortstop, I put it at 2%. I'll put it more than 0. I'll put it higher than Aaron Judge.
Okay.
But at the same time, I do have this second to last because I don't think the Rangers truly want to have this conversation in year 2. I do believe in year 4, they're going to have to go, I don't care what you think. We have to move you off a shortstop.
How often do you say that in your personal life, Mike? I don't care what you think.
In my head all the time.
It says deal with it openly. So that's kind of the same thing.
That's a good point.
Kevin, I will be more positive than you.
Oh.
However, less positive than Mike.
Oh.
0.0000001%.
Okay. We're gonna regroup.
That was 6 zeros.
And I'm gonna get your order now. I'm gonna read off a couple of these from the 817. Kershaw is most likely. Dansby is least likely from the 469. deGrom, then Kershaw, then the lottery, then Swanson, then Judge.
Oh, I think that might be mine.
Oh.
So you guys, we're just as hurt by the Rangers front office, or I guess other players in Major League Baseball, as we are about the Cowboys signing free agents. Right? Because nobody believes that the Cowboys are really getting Beckham. It's one of those, Jerry's giving us lip service, they're just saying all the right things. And then here it is with deGrom. It's like, we've seen this before. The Rangers can't close a deal like that.
Okay, but I think that's a really interesting
point.
They just
did with Seager and Simeon.
But I think those are for different reasons, right? I think that the Cowboys say all the right things because they think everything is perpetually on sale.
Yep.
They're like, oh, we would love to get Jerry Jeudy for a 5th. Or, whatever the actual offer was. Oh, we would love to get Brandon Cooks and not have to pay him. I think the Cowboys love the idea of asset acquisition, except for the price. So that's what I'm worried about. Is they're going to be like, Odell Beckham's going to say, I want a 2-year, $20 million deal, and I'll get it, including the prorated. So maybe 2 years, $28 million, whatever the case might be. And they're going to be like, oh, we thought you were going to sign just for the rest of this year for $2 million or $1.5 million. With the Rangers, I think they can't close deals because of something Mike brought up is, seriously, if you're a free agent who cares about winning, why would you come here unless you're sitting in a room that has deGrom, Kershaw, and Judge all together and they all shake hands and they're like, let's all sign at the exact same time. Otherwise, this is a team that is in the midst of the worst stretch in the history of this franchise. They just won 60 games and then they followed it up by winning 68 games. I think they lose out because they can't convince people. I think the Cowboys are like, we don't care about what the market says you should.
I see what you're saying, Kevin.
Unless you play for us already.
But the Rangers just traded Nick Solak for cash considerations.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody sees the amount of money that's being influxed into the Rangers account right now.
I do like the Odorizzi trade because
that's a good trade.
You got to use
a Rangers trade.
Yeah,
that is a farm system trade.
That is a good point because you got a usable piece for $2.5 million. Like that, I'm all about that.
You want to keep acting like a farm system and losing like a farm system, and you make farm system trades. That's what that is right now. That is not a big enough acquisition to make this team a contender, and that's what they need.
Now,
I do think, Kevin, what you said has to happen for deGrom is you have to convince deGrom we're about to sign Rodon or about to sign Kershaw with you.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to convince Kershaw in this way. If the Dodgers don't want to do a longer term contract with Kershaw and he doesn't want to do another 1-year deal with the Dodgers, and he might want to because he's still on that fence of retiring or not retiring, I think Kershaw has reasons to come here. He's going to live here the rest of his life. He could then become an ambassador / special assistant to the general manager the rest of his life here. And it makes a lot of sense because he was a former Ranger for, let's say, his last 3 years of his career. So if you tell deGrom, hey, you know what? If you sign here, we are really sure we've talked to Kershaw. Kershaw will come here with you, and it will be deGrom, Kershaw, Perez, Gray, and Odorizzi to start the year.
Then that's
now you have a real. If you put that on a piece of paper in front of deGrom with all the money in the world, and you tell Kershaw, I know you're leaving a team that you make the playoffs with every year, but look at this rotation. If you come here because we're getting deGrom with you, we have a chance.
From the 972, this order is close to mine. That said Kershaw, deGrom, Lottery, Judge, Swanson, and move Seager. But even if you just switch it to premium shortstop, I'm going deGrom 32%, Kershaw 20%. The Lottery we established is statistically 5.5%. Judge 1%, premium shortstop 0%. Yeah. Those are my opinions. That's my order. What say you, Corey?
All of them 100%, Kevin.
No,
I think we're going to do
one
all
of them was
Hey, was there an option for all these things happen? Like, what about number 6? Option number 6, where we get all these things to happen.
I'll tell you what, Corey.
What's the percentages that all of them happen?
If you bet $10, I will give you 1,000 to 1 odds about that. that is what I will say.
I'm going to go with I think deGrom's the highest for me.
Okay.
And then Kershaw, and
sold
then
on Twitter.
Then the number 1 pick, and then Swanson, and then Judge.
Man, I really hope deGrom works out. That'd be so awesome.
Twitter's telling me that it's the biggest deal.
I mean, it could be. All right, Mike, you go.
I went Kershaw, deGrom, Lottery, shortstop, Judge.
Okay.
I don't even think they really compete for a shortstop either. But I mean, I've heard like maybe if the right shortstop came along, well, hell, 4 out of the top 6 shortstops are available.
Right.
And you don't have to go trade for them. You could. The tough thing is, I think the Rangers would want to do this. I think the tough part is they don't want to have the conversation with Corey Seager.
That is exactly how I feel about it.